Welcome back. It is so good to be here. I have something amazing to show you today. I think you're really gonna dig it. It's got a combination of some blunt, some texture, a little shag. It's got a little fringe. It's got a little bit of everything to it. It's kind of like a goulash of hair. I make this goulash dish. I mean, I call it goulash. I don't even know what I'm thinking, but my wife's like, are you gonna make your goulash dish tonight? It's basically eggs and this, that, and the other, and it's just a combination of everything in there. Well, today we're gonna do a little bit of that with some hairdressing. Stay tuned, it's gonna be awesome. It's coming right up. So let me tell you, there's gonna be 3 focal points with today's haircut. Let's introduce, this is, I don't even know what kind of name she has, all right? But first off, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a very blunt fringe. That's gonna be our first thing we're gonna do. Then we're going to be creating a very structured mid to short length bob. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it, so it's gonna be a very structured point down through here. Then what we're going to do is we're gonna do some shag layers that are gonna go from like the shortest point right on the top of the head right through here. They're gonna invert up, they're gonna invert down just like that. So it is gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and part this off. We're gonna do a little B-roll. We're gonna make it super smooth. So let's get into that. Let's part it off. Woo, woo, woo. So as you guys can see, we have our frontal triangle right through here. And now this is gonna be basically where the fringe is at. Then the hair was parted in the center, and then I basically went about 1 inch below that part into the fringe, and then I just rounded this out all the way back through here. So this is where we're gonna be seeing a lot of those layers. I'm gonna start off first by cutting everything blunt. So first off, I'm gonna take this triangle right through here, and then you can see how I subdivided it, and I took out this portion right through here. I'm gonna take the rest of this up, I'm gonna push this back, and then you're gonna see how, if I wanna cut this blunt fringe, and depending on where I wanna put that line, do I want something a little longer, you know, whatever it may be, you always want to give maybe a little bit of room for that to breathe, meaning that if you and your client are really good at blow drying your hair, you can cut it right to that desired point, knowing that you're not gonna have any sort of shrink up because you're gonna blow dry that really, really smooth. But a lot of times, the consumer might not be as trained as you are, so I would usually cut it just a little bit longer. It's really up to your personal preference. So I'm gonna go in here and cut it like so, just like that. And my sections are always going to mimic exactly what my line is. I'm not gonna take a diagonal section. I want my sections to mimic my line on the bottom. That's super important. We're gonna leave that be, just like that. I'm gonna cut the remaining rest of this perimeter. We'll leave that to kind of air dry, just like that. And then we go into blow dry. I'm gonna be blow drying it with a comb. I want that to be extremely smooth right through there. If we need to wet that after it kind of air dries just a little bit and it looks a little kinked, we'll wet it with a little bit of water and then smooth that out, because we want no elevation. We want it to be extremely flat right through there. And so knowing that the hair is gonna kind of jump up, you know, where it is right now is kind of jumping up. Once I blow dry that smooth and flat, it's gonna push that right down into the middle of her eye. And then we're gonna cut that back up just a little bit. It's nice and blunt, nice and flat. So right now, when it comes down to the perimeter, I'm gonna put the perimeter right around this specific area right here. I'm gonna take this because I'm not dealing with a whole bunch of hair right through here. If you had somebody with a lot of hair, then I would probably subdivide these sections. Since this is a mannequin head, we're not dealing with the most dense hair. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take all of this down in one clean swoop and do that. Again, if you're working on a consumer in the salon, you've got a ton of hair, take it in subdivided sections. Now this is the final moment where I step in front and I see, am I lopsided or not? Let's take a look. All right, this side is a little bit longer right through here, just a little bit. Let's go in and let's check this out. Yep, a little bit longer. The other thing I want you guys to consider looking at is when it comes down to your scissors, right? Now, if you have a portion right here, like a little bolt, that sticks out, when you go to cut right through here, and then if that sticks up right through there, you can't always cut that line all the way through. You might notice that you're tilting this way and then you're cutting up. So keep in mind, if you are going to be doing something like this, that if that bolt sticks up right there a lot, that can affect your line. A little tip right there for you guys. So this top portion right through here, as you can see, it is longer. We have not cut any of this. This would essentially be disconnection right through here. We're not gonna have it be disconnection because we're actually gonna go through and we're gonna layer all of this. So you can see how much that overhangs right through there. So let's go ahead and layer this. And this line that we're gonna create is going to essentially, like right below the back of the crown, right through here, this is gonna be the shortest point. And then it's going to create that kind of shape through there. So let's go ahead and do that now, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause here for just a minute. I just wanna let you guys know, kill two birds with one stone. When you need to go patrol the crosswalk and hairdress, you make sure you get the bright shoes like that. So let's bring it right back to hair. Let's get into the left side. So as you guys can see, we've got extremely blunt fringe, we've got a blunt perimeter, and then we've got a very loose, shagged out layer right here. And this layer goes just like this. So you've got a little bit more length right through this area and a little bit more length through the perimeters. Everything was over directed right up to that mohawk section. Let's go ahead and dry this. And we're gonna check this out. We're gonna finish the whole refinement. Cool? So pay attention to how I'm gonna be drying this. I'm gonna be drying the front with a comb, make sure this is extremely flat, and then everything else I'm gonna be kind of pushing with a Mason Pearson style brush. All these products I'm gonna link below. If you wanna grab those, let's do this now. So as you guys can see, I rough dried. Now the thing I want you to pay attention to, I was blow drying the fringe down super flat. I don't want a lot of volume in that area. Now everything else I took a Mason Pearson style brush, and I was really just pushing it left, right, all those different directions. And I wasn't really necessarily trying to curl it under. I was using the center portion of that brush just to make it a little bit more flat with a very subtle bevel to it. Now, the really cool thing about this is that once you kind of shake a lot of this stuff around, you have a lot of layers happening in there, which makes this a modern twist to a shag, which is pretty awesome. Now, the cool thing is that with this being super short through here, you don't have to go as aggressive with this. This really kind of just depends on you and what you're looking for. But this is what makes this haircut look not so traditional or not so ordinary, is that you've got that really shattered kind of like layer right through this area, but then you've got the structure along the bottom, and then you've got the structure along the front. So really right now, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna detail, and I'm really just gonna go through and break a lot of that bluntness through there. So let's do that now, guys. So if you guys are doing fringe in the salon and it comes down to refining fringe, a lot of times when you start cutting fringe when it's dry on a client, it's gonna get all in their eye, their makeup, things like that. I'm gonna show you guys, this right here is amazing. It's a piece of plastic. It's got some like adhesive right through here that you basically just kind of tape it, or you'll adhere right to their skin, and it allows you to kind of see right through as you're doing something like this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna show you how this won't get any of the hair inside your client's face. So let me go ahead and do that right now. Now that you have that adhered right to their forehead and it sticks right through there, which is awesome, and then it allows you, and it's super, super flush, so you're able to go in and get this really precision line, textured line, anything you want to do, and then it keeps all of that hair out of their face, falls completely off, and then after that, we're gonna rip it right off. So let's go ahead and do this. So you guys can see how something like that is gonna be honestly a game changer when it comes down to doing hair in the salon and not getting all of those little shards of hair right in their eye. And I mean, really, they're only really like one use only. You know, the adhesive gets a little dry. So after you finish doing some detailing through the fringe, if you need to bring that up, if you want to add a little bit more texture, you can do that for sure. But really, I consider this haircut done where it is right now. And this actually looks absolutely stunning how it is. We didn't put any finishing product in there, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put some more finishing product in there because I really wanna bring out a lot of this width through this area. But I really like the strength of this happening through here, the strength of the front. But as you start to play with it, the texture that you can get is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to put some product in there and I'm going to kind of show you how I'm going to transform this look through here. So let's do that. So I'm going to be using a few different products from Bumble and Bumble. Bumble and Bumble is a product line that's meant to be layered on top of each other. And so I'm going to show you how, again, we didn't put anything in here. This Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Spray right here is amazing because it creates kind of like this soft, almost like soft kind of textured look. Then I'm gonna layer something else on top of that, and then we're going to put some hair powder in there. We're gonna take all of that away, and then we're gonna put some more stuff in there. But either way, the amount of texture that you can add in this is awesome. This whole invisible oil, this line in itself is really soft, which is awesome. Well, number one, if you can smell this smell is absolutely amazing. This stuff is awesome. So you can see how you can start to kind of flip out some of these ends through here. I'm gonna add that texture through the top, kind of push that down just a little bit like that. This is awesome. I love how this is looking. I love how that brings out this texture. This is almost kind of like a little bit of a spray wax, but it's not as heavy as a spray wax. So if this is something that, if you've used a spray wax before, this stuff would be amazing. Then what I'm gonna do, this right here, this is called Brilliantine. Brilliantine is a straight up oil. This is not sticky at all. Now this particular product is something that you can use. Curly hair people that actually have curl can use this, because when you go to put a product like this and it looks like that, so it has kind of like an oil, but it looks like a cream. This is not sticky at all. So if you have curly hair and you want to go in and you want to give definition to the hair, you can go in and you can actually apply this product, and then the hair's not going to stick to your hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm really just going to put this throughout the ends. So you can see how you can get a lot more sheen in the hair. Now, if you ever use too much product, you can actually use, this would be considered a dry shampoo. And this is gonna go in and this is going to matte that out. So now you can take away some of that shine in somebody's hair. The cool thing about this, like the product being dispensed like this, is that you never can really apply too much. Because I've used powders like this before, and if they've got multiple holes on the top, it can come out pretty aggressive, really, really fast. So now that I have kind of played around with an invisible oil spray, the Brilliantine, and the hair powder, you know, I'm gonna go in with one of their hairsprays. Now, this hairspray is super strong. I'm gonna go in just to kind of add a little bit of finish right through here. As me kind of playing right through here, I want to really keep that top portion really, really super flat. You can see how that shine comes back. Of course, it's a hairspray. So the reason that I am styling it just like this is that I want to create really smoothness right through here. I love, the fringe is the main focus, right? So I want to bring some of this texture out to create width right on this side. So again, keep that in mind whenever you're doing a shape, whenever you're trying to style it. What are the features you want to bring out in somebody? What are the features you want to take away from? So with this, I want to bring the features really right here in this. Guys, honestly, thank you so much for checking out today's video. You know, I know everybody's time is precious. My time is precious. I got to get to the crosswalk. The kids, I got to be there for the kids. You know, the shoes, nobody's going to run out in front of them. I got to walk them across the street with these shoes. Anyways, guys, if you guys haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't liked this video, go ahead and like it. And if you, I would sincerely appreciate, share the video. Share it with somebody that could hopefully bring value to them. Guys, we'll see you in the next video.